Hello everybody, and yeah, I now have a wireless mic to try to do the communication and stuff and everything. Just checking the resolution. Resolution looks pretty good for the show. I'd like to welcome everybody that's tuned in. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize for being gone for so long. We actually just had a lot of stuff going on. Had some personal things going on as well. And just to give everybody a refresher, our event that we hosted, the Supernatural Expo, we actually we raised about $1,000, which we actually donated to a homeless shelter. You can find all the information about that on our Facebook. You just go to Upstate Supernatural on Facebook and you can find all that information. It was pretty awesome. It was something we were super stoked that we were able to do that. And just like to thank everybody for being here. So to start out, this is Spirit Box Weekly. For any new viewers or any past viewers, I'm sure you know how the show goes. I'm using new cameras, trying to, see if it's a wide angle lens, and want to see maybe I'll capture something a little bit different. And I also had some equipment issues. James can actually, talk a little bit about that in the chat if you like to. But please let me know in the chat if the audio is okay. And just a little side thing, kind of would like to say this, and perhaps I'll create a little thing in the beginning. But from now on, going with any of the shows, I do appreciate everybody that is here. And there has been numerous times where there's so much hostility in the field, and it's just from people supporting each other. And I'm not a fan of that. So I apologize for making this decision, but I'm probably not going to be giving shout outs just because I don't want people that may see this video to end up getting attacked, if somebody doesn't like me or somebody doesn't like them. So I do apologize about that. It's just something that I think going forward, it sucks because I appreciate you guys and appreciate everybody that's viewing and everybody, all of your support. But it's something that's been weighing on me and everything else. And I'm thankful to be back. And we do have more shows coming out. We'll have James and I are going to bring back Loving Whispers. It'll be our own version. And I think it's going to be beautiful. It'll be a nice rendition of what the show was and what it can be. But the device we're going to be using this week and for the next few weeks is none other than Ghosthunterapps GB-Realm. Everybody voted on this before, so I wanted to make sure to get this device out there and showcase it. And here's what it looks like. It is beautiful. Absolutely looks beautiful. It has a lot of attributes that look just like the Infinity Box, and it also has other things too. I will be turning on in just a second. And yeah, this is the GB-Realm, which is Ghost Box GB-Realm. And it's made by Ghosthunterapps. And I actually had this show scheduled for right after the 4th of July. And I never installed it. I never had it installed because I was getting ready to do the show, and then things happened and I ended up not installing it. I actually contacted Anthony, the creator of this application, and within probably 10 hours, he actually was able to really help out and get the application. They changed the link so you can't re-download it, but he was right there quick to have some good customer support. So I want to give a huge shout out for Anthony with Ghosthunterapps. He's the owner and creator of Ghosthunterapps, but he came out of the woodwork and just helped out with that, and that was awesome. Because I was like, oh crap, I bought it, I can't download it, the link doesn't work, it's been months, you know what I mean? But Yeah, it's fantastic. I can see what everybody's saying. If you're not following us on Facebook, I actually just put a video on Facebook kind of showing how I do the shows, you know, just kind of what's going on. This computer is dedicated to the chat, so I can see, you know, what the chat's saying. And yeah, I'm just reading what you guys are saying in the chat. I love doing these shows, and I feel they're important. And I think, you know, by doing these, it may stop people from wasting money, or they may like something that they you know, hear, or so forth. You know what I mean? And I think that's important, and that's why I really enjoy doing the Spirit Box Weekly. Loving Whispers, we're probably shooting for right after the new year, that week, and that's going to be our Thursday show. We're no longer doing shows with Live Paranormal, the Live Spirit Frequencies. We're done with that. We're going to be refocusing and doing the Loving Whispers, and I have a third show that James and I are talking about, and I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely fun to do, and it's going to be so great for the field that I am so happy to have James really working along with me on some of these ideas and so forth. And again, you know, anybody that's in the chat, don't forget to check out each other's channels, check out what each other do. You know, we're all in this together, and if we're not, we should be. But I'm going to go ahead and stop talking. I just talked for like 7 minutes. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, and here is the GB-Realm. And I'm going to actually, this is what it looks like. I already showed this, but I'm going to use this nifty little gadget. It's a little keyboard with a mouse on it. You can actually get these on eBay. They're like 20 bucks, but it's a wireless keyboard and mouse. Connect to any computer and use a little touchpad in the center. It's really freaking cool. And I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and turn this on. So as soon as it turns on, you get all these really nice, interesting things that pop up, which is really cool. And again, if the audio is bad, please let me know. I'll get a different mic instead of using the wireless ones. Oh wow, yeah, I got a little hiss out of that. But anyway, yeah, this is the GB-Realm, and you know, using this mouse, I can kind of click over. The audio is on. There is a ghost box, which also is linked to this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on right now. And I do believe the only reason that's, let me turn that off, and let me do this. Let's see if this turns on just by, yep, there you go. So any questions you guys may have, go ahead and type those in the chat, and I'd be happy to ask any of those as well. Any spirits within communication, if you would like to try to communicate, please just say hello. Edward. And again, I have not used this application, so it's all a learning process for all of us at the same time. Now, any spirits? I've asked this actually a couple weeks ago. How are you? How are you doing? I appreciate that last comment that I just saw in there. Any of you, feel free to contact me through Facebook or so forth. Any spirits within communication? Do you have a message for anybody that may be in the chat, that may be viewing this? Are you with them? Are you near them? Ask what? I heard somebody said ask them. And again, both the device in the left-hand corner, or, well, it may be the right-hand corner, depending on whose screen's looking at it. That's actually the same device we're using right now. You can see it fluctuating there, and you should be able to see it fluctuate on the other screen as well. And actually, I'm just going to turn this down just a tad, just for a second. Just so everybody's aware, I did share this on Google Plus, as well as on Twitter, as well as on Facebook. Jenna, AT Jenna, actually had a fire at her home, and that was 2 Mondays ago. So if you guys are friends with me on Facebook, or if you follow us on Facebook or on Google Plus, you can actually find a GoFundMe. But their home is a total loss. Her father had 2nd and 3rd degree burns on his chest and on his back. And I just wanted to give an acknowledgement of that as well, just so, you know, for those that may be able to help, or at least give support to AT Jenna. I'm sure she would appreciate it as well. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. It's great to be back, and for anybody that may have missed what I said earlier, with a heavy heart saying this, just because of how the hostility has been within the community and how things have been, I kind of am going to stop doing shout outs during the shows. But I do see what everybody's saying. I appreciate everybody being here. I don't want people to be attacked. And I'm hoping by not saying people's names, you know, out loud, they may not be attacked and so forth. Spirits, how have you been? I mean, I try to communicate with you on my spirit box radios, but are you able to utilize this, or are you enjoying this device? I'll know that it's you, because the last time I did do a spirit box session, I just turned it on to say how are you doing, and you guys said you love me, and I said I love you back. So if you're here with me, I would love to hear you say that again, or at least say it to everybody that's viewing, to let them know that you love them as well. I heard a very distinct hello. Let's try to have a conversation. Let's see what's going on with what things have you been seeing? What type of things are you able to do, or you having a vacation where you are? And anybody in the chat, if you guys have any questions, feel free to type those in there. I'd be happy to ask any of them for you as well. What would you describe what's going on with you, since it's not like a vacation? Are you overseeing others, or do you feel tormented and used? Thanks everybody for tuning in, and if you guys missed anything I said earlier, it's towards the beginning of the show. I kind of explained everything that's been going on and so forth, but a question I see that's popping up is, Spirits, are you able to let us know what 2017 is going to kind of bring? Listen. Where is Upstate drink? Oh, I gotcha. No, I haven't had those in quite a while. But yeah, there's a thumbs for you. I can see everything that's going on. You guys are more than welcome to ask any questions in the chat. And again, please let me know if my microphone is loud enough, or I can try to change that for future episodes. Now is William, are you still here? Emily, Rebecca? Yeah, I'm hands-free. This microphone is actually for when James and I start doing shows. This is connected to the other computer. I have a little wireless thing right here. Appreciate it. It's always a work in progress, trying to make things look better, you know, with whatever you're doing, you know. So any spirits within communication, I'm gonna try something. We're back. We're gonna start doing these regularly. So if you'd like to try to communicate, oh, my bad. If you'd like to try to communicate each week, you're more than welcome to. You know, you're always welcome to try to communicate while you're here. And basically, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, this wire right here. Before we used to have a microphone, I'd stick the recorder up to the microphone and you couldn't hear the stuff very well. What I actually ended up doing, the mixer that I was using actually burned out. We used it for about a year or so and it ended up burning out. So anyway, we basically, I don't know why I keep saying we, I basically got a new mixer and now I can connect this directly into an input, and I can play this back. So you're going to have real clear audio when I do the voice sessions from now on. And for some reason, the chat is like half gone on me. There we go. I almost want to take you up on that. Sounds like a good time. Oh, the Geo box, that's actually the one Jason was using, Paraghoster. And he's, I don't know if he's done completely, but I know he kind of shut down his channel for a little bit. And I did chat with him. I wished him, you know, a happy Thanksgiving and you know, happy holidays and so forth. But I don't really talk to him too much. He's busy with school, and apparently the GB-Realm decided to have a little issue with me, and that's fine. We can just restart this up. But let me find the mouse. Oh, helps if you turn this thing on. Reopen this up for everybody. And again, if you guys are ever interested, I can shoot the link. Private message me on Facebook, and it should be showing up for everybody. I don't know why it's not showing on the screen. That's very odd. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, we lost the feed on that for some reason. Let me go ahead and turn this off real fast and then turn this back on. Go here. There we go. She's back on there. And okay. But I will show you this little device right here. It's just a keyboard with a little mouse pad in the center. And you can actually get these on eBay. They're like 16, 18 bucks, something like that. Unless you're in Canada, and then it's like 28, 35. But they're pretty useful. You can connect it to a laptop. You can connect it to anything. You know, it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and set that there for now. And let's try to do a burst session. Again, everybody, thank you so much for being in here. And as I said earlier, I need to apologize because just going forward with a heavy heart, I did say this earlier, there's just been so much hostility within the field, within the shows and everything else, for any of the YouTubers or anybody that really does these shows. And to try to fight that, going forward, I'm not going to be doing shout outs and stuff like that. But please look at each other's names in the chat, and don't forget to watch each other's content. But there are fantastic channels out there, and maybe this is the wrong decision. I just don't want people to be attacked. I mean, I don't know the best recourse to go, but I just don't want people to be continuously attacked for supporting others and so forth. But okay, so I can't have this. Yeah, if I have it up there, it buzzes. Learning new things each time. Let's go ahead and do a burst session. With this, man, I'm not used to the sensitivity of moving around. Like it's freaking crazy. I can hear myself. Very very sensitive, but pretty cool. Something I wanted to try out for the shows. I figured to make it a little easier. Now I know that there are spirits that have followed me home, that have been here with me, and I am curious if you would like to try to communicate right now. I know there's Rebecca, I know Emily, William. You've came through numerous times. I mean you no harm. I just would like to try to help others be able to know that you exist. That the questions about whether or not spirits exist is no longer hesitated. It's for sure. So if you would be able to try to communicate, I would appreciate that more than anything. I'm hearing stuff, and I'm home alone. Huh. If you could come closer and say your name louder, you can call me whatever name you would like. Great question. Any spirits, are you going to be around here or around anybody that may be viewing for the holidays? I would like to thank you for your communication. What I'm going to do is play this back real quick, and I want to see if I'm able to hear you. Thank you so much for your communication. And guys, you're going to have to bear with me. Again, this is the first time really utilizing this on the show, so I don't want to blast everybody's ears. Now, I know that there are spirits that have followed me home, that have been here with me, and I am curious if you would like to try to communicate right now. I know there's Rebecca, I know Emily, William. You've came through numerous times. I mean you no harm. I just would like to try to help others be able to know that you exist. That the questions about whether or not spirits exist is no longer hesitated. It's for sure. So if you would be able to try to communicate, I would appreciate that more than anything. Now, I know that there are spirits that have followed me home, that have been here with me. And I am curious if you would like to try to communicate right now. I know there's Rebecca, I know Emily, William. You've came through numerous times. I mean you no harm. I just would like to try to help others be able to know that you exist. That the questions about whether or not spirits exist is no longer hesitated. It's for sure. So if you would be able to try to communicate, I would appreciate that more than anything. I'm hearing stuff. I'm home alone. Huh. If you could come closer and say your name louder. You can call me whatever name you would like. Great question. Any spirits, are you going to be around here or around anybody that may be viewing for the holidays? Anybody that may be viewing for the holidays. I would like to thank you for your communication. What I'm going to do is play this back real quick, and I want to see if I'm able to hear you. Thank you so much for your communication. Might be helpful if I turn my mic back up. Very, very interesting. I definitely thought I heard a few responses in there, honestly. And I mean, there absolutely is nobody here. I mean, if I can turn this all the way up, you would be able to hear. Yeah, I mean, I'm completely alone in the dark. But yeah, I definitely heard some replies. I thought I heard a yes to you're going to be around for the holidays, and definitely I look forward to chatting with again any of you. If you'd like to try to shoot me a message or so forth, feel free. You can message me on Facebook, on Google Plus, so forth, and I'd be happy to answer any questions or instigate different things within the shows. But yeah, it was still hard to hear, and I see that question in there in the chat is how do we help them come through better? And maybe the microphones. My thought is they are not even in the room; they're actually outside in the next room where I'm doing this, kind of looking in like, what are you doing? It's kind of what I get, most of the time when I'm doing this. But let's go ahead and turn this GB-Realm back on. See if we can get this bad boy working. I gotta remember not to put that up there. And use this nifty little keyboard thinger. We'll go ahead and turn this right back on. And I gotta turn the audio up. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And if you have any questions, feel free to type those in the chat. I can see everything that's going on. If you don't think this is live, trying to think what I can do to prove. Wow. Okay, there we go. I don't know. And let me know what you think of this spirit box. Again, it's the first time trying it out. With any of them, I like to use them fresh with the shows, so we're all learning it together. Now, spirits, we were able to hear you somewhat through a voice recorder. Can you come through this device to try to communicate with us? And this has a lot of features, so we'll have a lot of stuff to play with when we really dig deep into this one. What is the last year that you remember? Is there a message that you're trying to give to us? What's this message that you're trying to give to us? And is there a certain individual you want this message to go to? If you could let me know what their name is, their first and last name, we can try to get that message to them. I'm here to ask him. Feel free. You can ask anything you'd like. I heard that outside of my headphones. That was very weird. I don't know what that was. Now, honestly, I'm very curious because basically this is going out and straight into a mixer, which goes right into the feed for this video. So I'm very curious if it has anything to do with not being able to be heard in the room, if that's going to affect our communication. This is basically just going from that device directly through an audio cord into a mixer, which is below here. And then that's patching over to the main computer. I mean, I'm not sure if I can. I'm gonna try, just because I'm gonna see if I can. I'm not sure if that shows. Does that show the mixer? So, yeah, kind of. It shows the amplifier that's right there. The mixer is a sound acoustics mixer, and it has 4 inputs: microphone, computer, and then the other is for the radio, which is 3 and 4. Peggy. Spirits, you want to try to communicate with a Peggy? I do know a Peggy. Can you tell me what Peggy's last name is? That's a great idea as well. Spirits, if you could, just to kind of see if this is working, could you, trying to think what word, actually, why don't you guys in the chat, if you would like to, think of a word, and we can see if they can repeat it. Again, if you could let me know what Peggy's last name is. If it's the Peggy that I know, it possibly maybe it is. Okay. Spirits, if possible, could you say the word mixer? And could you try to say it 3 times? Take your time doing it. You don't have to, say it quickly. But could you try to say the word mixer? I believe I heard you say it once. Could you try to say it 3 times? I know it takes a lot of energy, but it would help. It would help give us verification or validation that you are communicating with this device. I believe I heard it again. I just heard it a second ago. So if you just heard it, and I just heard it, there's a 30-second gap. Okay, I appreciate you validating that you're here. Now that I know you're here, are you the same individual that is trying to talk to Peggy? And if so, can you just trying to think, just say yes twice, if possible. And this Peggy that you're trying to communicate with, I'm gonna put the headphones back. Whoa, put the headphones back on. Apparently, there's a microphone and headphone. They don't mix. Does Peggy work with the Alpha Fire? And what message are you trying to convey to Peggy? It's not that simple as what I think I heard. Is there a person that is trying to communicate, like, are you, better question, are you male or are you female? Jason, it's great to see you on here, buddy. gonna turn this down. And actually, I mean, as I said earlier, I was gonna try not to do shout outs, but again, you know, it is so hard. It's super hard. The only reason I didn't want to is I just don't want people to be attacked for supporting others. And, you know, I appreciate everybody for being here, everybody for supporting each other. I'd like to give acknowledgments for, you know, tons of people that have, you know, just been there in the field and they're pushing it forward. You know, you got so many individuals, and I really, really want to give shout outs for people, but I'm tired of all the hostility within the community. Yeah, I don't know. Any shows, you know, don't forget to check out like our Facebook or our Google Plus. I will try to share those shows and get them out there, and hopefully that doesn't stem it as well. But I think that's probably close to it for right now. I may turn this back on and try to see what's going on, but I apologize. I turned this down, and I wasn't able to capture or hear if you were male or female. I'm very sorry. This right here behind me, it's actually the poltergeist thing. Spirits, for any of us that do this, do you have any advice? Do you have any warnings that we should listen for? Hello? Oh, and the GB-Realm just decided to turn off for me. But with some of these Ghost Hunter apps, it does tend to do that once in a while. But honestly, it's not bad, you know. I mean, it's a good thing for it to do it in some ways. It can be frustrating, but you know, this with it sometimes having to reset itself, it may actually allow it to refresh the computer so it works a little bit, you know, smoother, so it doesn't get garbly. I remember we had a SCD-1 where it crashed, and literally the internet wasn't functioning on the thing. We had the clearest communication ever. I mean, I remember that episode vividly. We had an individual in there that their cousin passed away, and we were in the chat, and they go, you know, can we try to communicate with my cousin? And you know, we asked the person by name where they lived, and then it came through, and it goes, then I'm a ghost then? I mean, it was crazy. Like, it was awesome. You know, sometimes when things don't work, it's better than when it does, which is weird. But I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I will be back next Friday. I actually have a company Christmas party for those of you that maybe new to this show, new to this channel, new to the episodes, I actually used to work on a tour boat, and we have our company party that even after like 5-6 years of not working for them, they're like, hey, come on down. So I'll be doing that before the Friday show, but I will be back next Friday, and I plan on trying to be here each week for everybody. And we do have new content coming out. Loving Whispers, again, I was explaining early on, Loving Whispers is going to be coming back. James G. We were doing the Live Spirit Frequencies show, and we're coming back with Loving Whispers. We're going to take it in a different direction, somewhat, but I really feel feel really hardcore about the direction we're going with, that it's going to be good. And then there is a third show, which I'm not going to talk too much about, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. And I think we're going to have a good time for people that may be viewing it, and we're going to have a good time doing it. Just because I really feel strongly that the third show, as much as all the rest of them, is going to be helpful for those that may be interested in this certain field. So without further ado, thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to check out each other's channels. Don't forget to just, let's all try to support each other and stop all the shit that's going on. And I apologize for my bluntness, but it's us fighting between each other. That's not helping the spirits. And I'm guilty in some ways of it too. I can admit that. I hate to. But, sometimes we don't agree with each other, and that's life. But, if we're truly focused on this and we truly want to try to get the truth and truly help people, whether it's spirits or whether it's actual people, we got to get over ourselves. And I love everybody that's here. I love everybody that may be able to see this down the road, or that may see this later. So you guys all have a beautiful night, and thanks again for tuning in for another episode of Spirit Box Weekly.